What happened to Jack Harlow? This video caught my attention because I genuinely am a fan of Jack Harlow. Like, I think he makes pretty good music. Now, I'm not too keen on like the pop songs that he be doing, but when he be rapping, I genuinely be vibing with it, bro. Y'all be messing with Jack Harlow, chat? Me personally, I think he's a pretty cold rapper, bro. But as of late, I've kind of been noticing that he seems to be irrelevant. Even though he's dropping good music, every time he drops, I feel like I'm vibing with it, but it doesn't feel like everybody else is. So I'm kind of just curious what the hell happened. So hence the title of the video. Let's get right into it. Make sure you guys tap into the Twitch streams. The link to that will be in the description. It's Whereyouatberto. We're streaming every Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Let's get into it.
Where you at, Berto?
I made this shit look sweet.
For a period of time, Jack Harlow was one of the biggest rappers in hip-hop. With songs like What's Poppin', First Class, and Industry Baby, there's no doubt he had a crazy run in the early 2020s. But fast forward to just a few years later, and it seems like he disappeared, with no one really talking about him anymore. Most recently, he put out a single with Doja Cat that had a big music video, but it just came and went. Something that was not always the case for Jack. And I think that there are three main reasons for that. But to understand that, we have to go back to the beginning. Also, real quick, I have to say it. I know I'll just finally address it once and for all. I know I look like the Temu version of Jack Harlow or the many other worse things you guys have said. I had his name hidden in the comments for a while just because I saw it so much.
Really? That nigga got insecure. That's funny.
But here's a few just to get an idea of how many there are. So yes, I get it. I sort of see it, whatever. And now that we're finally past this, let's continue with the video. Before Jack Harlow blew up with the track What's Poppin', he did have a promising buzz in the underground rap scene. Around this time, he became...
You know what's actually a crazy story about Jack Harlow, bro? Back in my music days, there was actually a beat that I made a song to, and I never put it out. And then a few months later, I saw Jack Harlow went viral using the same beat. It's actually kind of crazy.
Friends with the comedian Druski, a friendship that started well before the two found the level of success they've reached since. In an interview with Complex, the two told the story of how their friendship came to be. Druski ironically first found Jack after Diddy shouted him out on Instagram. He said, "I saw Diddy post something like, 'This is the next kid, he's the one.' So I'm like, yo, Diddy doesn't even post shit like that. He'll either put himself or himself." I checked Jack's page out and I was like, yo, this song is a banger. The song Druski was referring to was Jack's Through the Night with Bryson Tiller, and after listening to this, he heard the song Sundown as well, to which he said, okay, this white boy.
I ain't gonna lie, Jack Harlow's glow up has to be studied though. That nigga like transformed his swag, cause nigga literally looked like a nerdy ass kid that you would probably shove in the locker to like what a lot of women call a sex icon. Like a lot of girls rock with Jack Harlow's image now.
Is it. Many fans even point back to this era of his music as his best, because even though later on he made some way more commercially successful songs, some people say they all kind of sound the same, with his older music having more variety and personality. But around this time in 2019 is when Druski decided to hit up Jack, and at this point Jack said he'd already been a fan of Druski, following him on IG for 3 months
Appreciate
already,
the follow,
and putting people onto his videos all summer. So they finally started talking and hit it off right away, and Druski even offered to hop on Jack's tour as an opener.
Just a personality. I found out that he lived in the city of Atlanta at the time, linked up with him and we hung out. Of course, we were not really known then. I just heard about him and he was like, yo, I'm going on this small tour. And I went on tour.
I didn't know Druski and Jack went this far back. Like I thought they were just like popular. I thought they were just friends like after they got popular on some internet shit. I didn't know they was like actually boys.
With him, we were on a bus with like a whole bunch of people were showering at truck stops, just, you know, crazy stuff.
That's funny, ridiculous.
We stuck through it and pushed through, even through all the struggles through that. And we used to have these talks on the tour bus, like, yo, when we make it, like, we're gonna go big, man. Like, we used to really, like, lock in, like, late at night and be like, bro, I can't wait. Like, we just had all these goals that we would talk about. And it's crazy to see both of us transcending and just going up now. It's just like, wild to watch, man.
Druski and Jack agree that the reason they get along so well is that they both had a very similar life goal. And while they worked in different industries, their social media overlap led to them grabbing the world's attention around the same time.
Ah, this meme is funny.
Life like this sure is sweet, huh?
It definitely is.
Another funny thing is that the two were pretty competitive because neither of them said they wanted to be the broke friend. Druski even said that when What's Poppin' came out, Jack shot through the roof. He had money coming in, but he was such a good friend. He would pay for shit and just be like, yo, I got it. So now that I'm where I'm at, I tell him, I got it, I can pay for it now. And their joint success even brought in business ventures together, like the unscripted Call of Duty Warzone trailer they featured in.
There's a radio. Let me turn the radio on. That's not a radio, you idiot! Relax, I got it. What are you not? We got a deal.
The reason I bring all of this up is to point out that I really do think Jack Harlow and Druski's relationship was huge in Jack Harlow's career. To this day, I still see clips on TikTok of the two hanging out together in all of their funny moments.
Goat vaccination spot.
What?
I guess they're trying to get political.
Yeah.
Look at this shit.
What is going on?
Why?
Y'all saying Jack just needs to drop? I feel like, again, I've been enjoying the songs that he's been dropping, bro. The singles, at least the rap ones. I don't know.
Even
That says vacation, dumbass.
go vacation spot. My fault. Go vacation spot.
How the fuck? How did you read vaccination?
So I've got Jack Harlow here. I just wanted to ask you one question. What is up with the fouling, and why would you say you're fouling so much out here?
Yeah, that nigga
You are
is
so
funny as
fine,
fuck.
Other than that, I'd like to ask about the game, man. You're really persistent. You're a great guy. What are you looking at?
When are we gonna talk Kyrie?
Y'all don't want to see me on that court, boy. Just wait. Them IRL streams, when we start hooping IRL, make sure you join the Twitch, YouTube, because it's coming. It's on the way.
We are not going to talk
I'm dropping niggas.
about that. We can talk about some more questions, though.
Talk about real shit.
Ain't nobody keeping it real no more.
What are you looking for?
Nobody want to discuss the elephant?
What do you?
And Jack Harlow is a very funny guy. So much so that it got to the point where, apart from some of his more popular songs,
Stop playing,
he was mostly
Yellow.
known for his personality, with fans saying things like, Jack Harlow is just naturally funny. He never forces any of his humor, which makes him so likable, in my opinion. Was just thinking about this. Like, I barely know any Jack Harlow songs, but the man got my utmost respect. It's because he's okay with being himself. He doesn't try to portray anything he's not. Anybody who masters that is very likable. So his personality, humor, and viral moments with Druski were instrumental in launching his career. And another big part of his launch, aside from his social media virality, was the release of the song What's Poppin' that I mentioned earlier. This song was accompanied with a Lyrical Lemonade music video, who at the time was well known for putting artists on. The track placed top 10 in Billboard's Hot 100, led to a remix with DaBaby, Tory Lanez, and Lil Wayne, and also even got nominated for Best Rap Performance at the Grammy Awards. It basically took Jack from a popular up-and-comer with a few good songs to a mainstream artist worthy of collabs with some of the biggest names in the genre, and it even landed him a spot in the 2020 XXL freshman class. Jack Harlow was now a mainstream rapper with a ton of opportunities. He put out his debut album, That's What They All Say, which featured a song called Way Out with Big Sean that was a big success. The album debuted at number 5 on the Billboard 200 and sold 51,000 units. He started working with artists like Eminem, Cordae, and then he did the track Industry Baby with Lil Nas X, which
Bro, this song was like, I remember when this shit dropped and I checked it out because I wanted to see what Jack Harlow was talking about. This was probably the most sus music video to hit the internet, dude. I think there's low-key some news out on Lil Nas X that I just saw him walking around in his underwear and went to jail. I don't know, bro. Lil Nas X was always on some other shit, bro.
was another huge hit. After the single came out and was going crazy, even Kanye jumped in and said that Jack Harlow was top 5 out right now. Then he started to prepare to put his second album out, Come Home the Kids Miss You. He began the rollout with the single Nail Tech, which did fairly well, but then he put out the single First Class, which was a smash hit. The song sampled Fergie's hit song Glamorous, and it heavily relied on it. Despite the criticism of the song for overly relying on the sample, it went crazy on TikTok and blew up. Side note, this was kind of during that trend of artists sampling already like super big hit songs and then kind of not really changing them up enough to make it worthy of the sample. It was just such a lazy and boring time, but it was working, and clearly Jack was capitalizing on that. Then Jack released the album Come Home the Kids Miss You, which went crazy, especially due to the First Class song. It debuted at number 3 on the Billboard 200 and sold 113,000 copies first week.
Shit.
It had a Drake feature, a Lil Wayne feature, a Justin Timberlake feature.
Yo, shout out to DG with the fucking gifted sub, man. My dog, my dog, my dog. Thank you so much, man. Whoever got that sub, make sure you say thank you.
And a Pharrell feature. Like, he just had a star-studded feature list. Jack Harlow was on top of his game and arguably at the peak of his career. But
also, Lucid, I think I saw you just donated, bro. I think I saw your donation. I'm gonna address it after the video, but thank you so much for the dono, bro. I don't know why the alert not popping up on the screen, but thank you.
this whole time there was some sneaking criticism of Jack. Despite all of his commercial success, a lot of rap fans just weren't too fond of the pop rap records he was putting out. His album Come Home the Kids Miss You came with a lot of criticism from the greater rap community.
When Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B make wet ass pussy, they're ruining a generation of young women, they're poisoning their minds, they're destroying the youth. But when Jack Harlow makes an entire album about fucking, about womanizing, about just being a dickhead with zero substance or layers to him whatsoever, oh, he the next Drake. And don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem with this album because he got a bunch of bitches. I just can't overlook the hypocrisy. This nigga has a bar on this album talking about his semen. Some of these bars are bad, but they're worse when you put them in the context that he uses them in. Unprovoked, I like to dictate things Kim Jong. What the fuck are you talking? Am I handsome enough? Now them same girls got coke in their nostrils.
Damn, it's kind of crazy to see how other people's POV or shit just be like, I didn't love this project, but I didn't hate it either. Like, I was low-key bumping it, bro.
Something done made the youth hostile. Maybe it's the fuel from them fossils?
Undeniably, the album was a pretty weak album from a rapping and production standpoint. Like, it was far from groundbreaking. The album also received mixed reviews from critics, but honestly the place that I saw the most hate was on Twitter, and they were pretty ruthless. In the span of just months, it went from people talking about how everyone loved Jack Harlow to every single outlet talking about how much hate he was getting online because of this album. People were saying things like, the Jack Harlow push was crazy. He received a sneaker deal, was on every magazine cover, was on every talk show, did SNL, tried to sing, and in return, he dropped a mid-album in between Future and Kendrick Lamar. You can tell the industry is pushing him very hard to be the next pop star. Jack pushes zero boundaries in his music. I don't feel like I miss anything not listening to him. I don't remember who exactly said it, but around this time, someone said that Jack Harlow just feels like a watered down, more boring version of Drake, and honestly I agree. His raps weren't really anything special. His instrumentals were very Drake-esque. It was just pretty boring. It wasn't even like he made a bad album or something or did something wrong. People just hated him because of the album being so painfully plain and boring that people were fed up. Come Home the Kids Miss You, despite its commercial success, was the beginning of the end for Jack Harlow. One of the biggest criticisms of Jack Harlow around this time is that he went too pop, and I sort of agree. His music was never too underground or unique to begin with, but he definitely doubled down on the pop rap type of music to keep that commercially successful money coming in. However, I think after all of that criticism, he heard that and wanted to prove to rap fans that he still really could rap and put out some good music. So Jack Harlow got to work and began putting together his third studio album, Jackman, which
was hard. This album right here, I don't care what nobody says, bro. I don't know Glaze, but this album right here was hard, bro. This was good music. Good music.
Enough is his first name, Jackman. I don't know, that's just a strange name to me. Normally it's like Jack or Jackson or something, but I guess. Anyway, it was somewhat of a surprise drop with not much of a rollout, and the album cover gives off a vibe of being back home as it was shot in Louisville, Kentucky, and the cover just made it seem like he was gonna try to go back.
Shut the fuck up, talk about wipe your mouth, nigga. Bro, I just said the music was good, bruh. Damn, nigga can't even give nobody props without it being sus.
And he did, as he put out a fully fledged rap album with 10 cuts featuring soulful loops and boom bap production to prove he's a real artist. On this project, Jack tried to get deep and introspective, which did woo a few rap fans, but not enough. Hip Hop DX said, alas, despite the attempts of introspection, there's not enough to redeem this record. Jackman is the album version of listening to the kid in class deliver a book report about a novel he didn't read, but wants the class to think he's an expert on. So Jack Harlow made another misstep.
That's crazy, bro. I really enjoyed this album, but I'm not even gonna say too much now because my goddamn chat is saying that I'm glazing. Like, bro, it's so bad. In 2025, you can't even compliment a nigga, bro. You can't even compliment a nigga without it being glazing. Fucking bullshit.
Tried to appeal to a more niche audience after all of the criticism, but it didn't really hit like that hard for the rap fans. Of course, people liked it, but you know, they didn't love it. It wasn't some Kanye stuff. On top of that,
all right, Sticks, we'll address that. Thank you, bro.
Because it was less poppy than his other music. So he really did miss both
Much
crowds,
love, Lagoon.
which resulted in less streams. The album debuted at 8 on the Billboard 200 and sold 33,000 units first week, which was weaker than both his debut and sophomore project. The idea that him trying to rap and get all deep not working can be seen very clearly when right after this album came out and didn't do well, he put out another pop rap type of song called Lovin' On Me, where he sampled Whatever by Cadillac Dale. Going back to the first class style of pop rap songs, he debuted at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. This song also went crazy on TikTok, with a sample being probably the catchiest part about the song. And what's actually really funny is this song, to me at least, sounded very similar to The Motto by Drake. Just listen to like the first 2 seconds of each song.
I better not get fucking copyrighted.
I'm the fucking man. Y'all don't get it, do you?
The drum
Oh, wow.
patterns sound very similar. And on top of that,
I didn't
one of
notice
the
that.
top comments on The Motto is, the drum pattern used in the track for Lovin' On Me by Jack Harlow reminded me of this song. So clearly, him and the audience knew that pop songs were what worked. After this though, Jack Harlow has only put out 4 singles in the last 2 years, which is kind of strange. He's done a little bit of acting, but he isn't doing a ton with the momentum that he used to have when it comes to his music career, leaving many fans wondering what happened to him and leaving others to just forget about him. Jack does seem self-aware though, and even commented on the current state of his music career after Jackman on the single he put out called Tranquility. He said things like, "Every day I grow a little less
I love it, bro. Somebody said, is this Yeet? No. Jack Harlow is not Yeet. I really like the Tranquility song too. I think that's still in my playlist.
accessible, less of a people pleaser, less flexible. I'm proud of what we have done, but I'm trying to be better though, because I don't really think I've made nothing incredible. A lot of hard verses and a couple regrettable. As far as big records go, yeah, I got a few of those, but I ain't done nothing indisputable." Clearly, he's heard what all of the fans have said, and he seems to have a similar perspective. He seems to think, yes, I've made some decent songs, I made the pop rap songs, I've done well commercially, got some hits, but I haven't put out an album or a project or even a single that is groundbreaking. He hasn't pushed the needle at all. And all of this—
Yellow said, damn, bro, all his music on your playlist, huh? No, nigga. Look, I got one playlist where it's kind of like, it's not my only playlist, but it's like, this is the playlist that I really lock into. Oh, we gotta be careful. I ain't trying to get no copyright. But I got a few Jack Harlow songs in there, man. Let's see. There's one right here. Jack Harlow, Stop Giving Me Advice, Set You Free, River Road. Okay, boom. 3 Jack Harlow songs, bruh. 3. And y'all about to say I'm glazing. I'm saying that the nigga got some shit. He's a decent artist, bruh. But that's crazy, though. That's crazy. Y'all niggas shut the fuck up.
brings us to his most recent single, Just Us, featuring Doja Cat. Like I said earlier, the song kind of came and went, and most of the discourse was over the music video.
Worst playlist of all time, bro. Oh my god, that's like my motivation playlist. It's the playlist is literally called Motivation Music, bruh. Oh my, I'm not showing y'all shit no more.
Where it looked like him and Doja were in love, which is especially noticeable or important because of this clip of the two of them on an Instagram Live a few years ago.
Ah, I see you, Doja. Come on in here. Yo,
I need to charge my phone.
I need to talk to you for a second.
My week is coming up. All right, I gotta go. Thanks for this.
Love you. Oh man, I've had a crush on her for months. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Doja Cat. Oh, I'm over here feeling good now.
All the comments say things like, after the filming ended, they both asked, so what are we? But the downside, of course, is that the discourse was not actually about the song. And this brings me to my third reason as to why I think he's struggling right now, at least in a musical sense. Come Home The Kids Miss You was weak, he went a little bit too pop, and now he's not really letting his personality shine through like it used to. For so long in Jack Harlow's career, he was in part carried by the fact that he was super online, doing interviews, hanging out with Druski, doing Instagram live streams, joking on his Instagram story, and always just being silly. And now it seems like he isn't popping out and goofing around anymore like he used to. Don't get me wrong,
I think he's falling into the trap that a lot of artists fall into. Society's judging him for being too corny or too this, too that. And now, instead of embracing who he is and what has been working for him, he's going the I'm going to try to be too cool for school route. So he's pulling away from all the antics and the goofing around to try to give off the cool persona. But the thing is, it's like, it's one thing if you're just naturally maturing as a person. That's cool. And maybe that's what it is. We don't know this nigga. But you should never not be yourself, though.
Still a funny guy and jokes around from time to time. Like when last year Druski posted this picture that was captioned, "Never needed no PR," and Jack responded, "Or a stylist, or a trainer, or a nutritionist, hashtag self-made, hashtag independent." Jack Harlow is definitely a funny guy, which was one of the major reasons people like him, like I mentioned earlier, and emphasized with how close he was with Druski. So without that, and with the music being sort of weak lately, it just seems like no one is really talking about Jack Harlow anymore. Of course, he's still super successful, and lately he's been heavily pushing his brand deal with New Balance, but on the music side of things, it's felt very mediocre as of late. Now, I'm not going to say that his music was ever groundbreaking. I mean, he wouldn't say that either, probably. One fan on the Jack Harlow subreddit said, "Why is his music getting worse?" Other fans responded saying things like, "Jackman was the best rap album I feel he's put out, but given it doesn't do any hit streaming numbers, it's likely Jack tried to switch things up as music is still a business. My issue is all 4 singles so far seem to have no connection to each other." Another said, "It's like he's pulse checking. He's releasing things that have been in his drafts and trying to see what works." That's in reference to the 4 singles he's put out, because none of them have the same type of vibe. Another fan said, "I accepted after Jackman came out that we probably will never get 2017 to 2020 Jack ever again, but at least we got to experience it at all." Jack Harlow still has potential to make good music. I mean, he already has the platform. He knows what works and what doesn't. Now it's just up to him to decide what he wants to do. I also think he should get out there more like he used to. Like, I'm surprised he's never been on Kai Cenat's stream or hung out with Druski when he was on there. I don't know. I just feel like Jack...
Facts. That probably would have been a very organic place for him to get some motion, because he's already cool with Druski. Druski hops out with the streamers all the time. That would have been a good look.
Jack has that perfect personality for hanging out and goofing around and networking with other celebrities. That's just perfect for viral moments. But he hasn't been taking advantage of that lately. Regardless, the honesty on his verse on that Tranquility record goes to show that he knows what type of situation he's in. I'm sure he's good on money, so commercial success probably isn't a big deal. But right now, his core audience is very weak and needs...
Ridiculous said, "Why would he make nobodies tell him who he needs to be?" The thing is, bro, sometimes that shit gets to your head, bro. Like, even me, somebody that I genuinely feel like I don't, feed into the negative comments. Sometimes y'all be mean, bro. Sometimes y'all be on a nigga ass to the point where be like, man, fuck, maybe I am tripping. But again, it takes a lot of security, a lot of discipline, and a lot of poise to just stay aligned with your inner self.
Something desperately to latch onto. And it's up to him to figure that out, which it seems like he's kind of trying to do right now. If you like this video, you might like a very similar video I made about...
W video by that boy, what is his name? Matty Balls. Hey, yo, what a name. Matty Balls. Okay. If anything, y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section, bro. Are you listening to Jack Harlow? Again, I already told y'all, I think he's pretty dope. I think he has some good songs, but at the end of the day, it's very enlightening to see how opinions vary. Regardless of, I think some shit smooth, it looks like the masses don't. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Love y'all, appreciate y'all. Make sure you guys pull up to the Twitch streams. Link to that will be in the description. Streaming every Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Where you at, family?
Where you at, Berto?